is there a temperamental difference between the kind of guy who goes to Washington, quote, from the right versus someone who goes to Washington from the left?
Absolutely. At the staff level, here's the basic dichotomy we have. When the Biden administration began, there's, call it about 4,000 to 5,000 positions that are political appointments that the president gets to make. For every one of those positions, there was probably 10 far-left ideologues with 6 PhDs and a singular desire to be the deputy director of the State Department for, some very narrow region. This is the thing that they've been focused on and motivated to do their entire career, their entire life, because left-wingers in the United States are very obsessed with the idea of government. They see that as the way to self-actualize, to become the best version of themselves, and their most talented people create a life story built around getting these positions in government. Whereas conservatives are normal, nice people. If they're very ambitious, they want to move to a big city, make a lot of money. Whereas if they just want to, have a family and a basic lifestyle, they'll be out in the country. They won't be in one of the 4 urban core areas. And so that's one reason for it. The other reason is that if you think about what the cultural status quo, center of gravity is on the right of center, if someone tells you, I work in the federal government, what's the first joke that'll be made around beers or cigars? It'll be, oh, you're a disgusting bureaucrat. You work in the swamp. There's very little cultural cachet to be had on the right of center being involved in this important work. It doesn't mean that we need to say that to be a good conservative, you need to work in government, but we do need to carve out a small cultural space to say, these mighty few that come and decide to, take less income and to do really difficult work fighting against the bureaucracy, they have an appropriate place of honor inside the conservative movement. And with that will come the talent that should come along with it and the conviction as well. That's the final piece, is the ideology. What's been the center of gravity of, conservative ideology for 30 years? Government bad. Well, talented people aren't going to opt into being part of government if the entirety of our worldview is government bad. And this is why President Trump is so important. He said, we should be tough on China with trade, or that we really need to get our immigration problem under control. He had a slightly different perspective on government than the traditional libertarian perspective on the right of center. And so again, now, if you're a talented young person with conservative convictions, you look at the fight in DC and you say, actually, there are really creative things that I could be involved with, whether it's, helping bring manufacturing back to America through better public policy, or saying, we have a fertility crisis. What might we do? What creative ideas could we do with the tax code or other things in order to improve Americans' lot? So those are the main reasons why I think there's this big discrepancy.